Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, I am going to be reacting because now we have a few reactions from some of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, as well as Funky Dineva's reaction to Tasha K's big time interview with Martell Holt's side chick, aka Coleslaw, aka Peasant, aka Bride of Chucky, aka Ariane Curry from Dayton, Ohio. And I have some thoughts. So first we'll get right to it with Funky Dineva's reaction. He did a video several hours ago basically saying that he knows that his followers wanted to tune in to basically see what he was going to say and what his reaction was going to be. And he said he is not addressing the interview. He is not addressing the side chick's comments and calling him a low-level blogger, and that he is focused in on self-help, positivity, and health and life improvement and everything else. And here's the thing. First of all, Funky Dineva, you were too big in the first place to get involved in this. You were one of the first people to expose her, which was great. However, your stance recently of, doubling down that she needed a platform to tell her side, that you were shocked after 3 seasons that she's not getting a check on a show that Melody Holt, the ex-wife created. I felt that that wasn't, appropriate. And then conveniently she pops up with an interview with your BFF Tasha K, like you were basically low-key giving her a blueprint to potentially get herself on the show. And now that she shot herself in the foot because she's exactly who all of us thought she was, now you don't have a response? Come on now. This was all a part of your plan. And Carlos King's plan, and how he was softening up on Martell and trying to build this false love story narrative during the reunion. And now, because you see, like we saw from the beginning, that she's unhinged, that she does not care about anybody but herself, and will throw anybody under the bus, and will call out even the likes of Oprah, who really has nothing to do with any of this. But it tells you who you are dealing with. And this is somebody who did not need a platform, who did not need this Tasha K interview to have her level of ignorance and stupidity and lack of accountability on full display for all these people. She played herself. She played the bloggers that wanted her to have a platform, with her not knowing what a 2-parent household was, with her not knowing how to say influential, with her not knowing a thing about nursing school, with her still doubling down and praising Martell Holt for the little trinkets that he gave her, and her promoting her 6 little articles of clothing on her little website, and her still doubling down and doing a gaslighting post on Instagram with several filters, hyping herself up because of the views that it's getting from the interview. But people are laughing at you. People are not tuning in because they are a fan of you. And this is the problem when you create a monster, when you try to elevate somebody who is low down, who is inappropriate, who is uncouth, who does not deserve any part of the spotlight, because then they turn on you the second that they get some eyes on them, and they start calling you names and, coming for you, and you had flipped the script and all of a sudden became a supporter out of nowhere. And now that she didn't give you guys the same courtesy, and she called you out, she called Carlos King out, she randomly was calling out Oprah, and still is coming for Melody for some reason, even though she's no longer married to Martell Holt, should tell you the type of person that you're dealing with. And now she's trying to come for other cast members now because her same lies in her alleged tea that she doesn't have is basically stale. It's basically dry. It's basically cold. And people have moved on. So that's on that. Like, I'm glad that you want to focus now on positivity, but this whole thing of trying to hype up a mistress, trying to give a mistress a platform, like, it's not going to work, especially on a show that was originated in talking about married couples and, how they were successful. There was no way a show that Melody Holt created, she was going to allow a mistress have a platform or have a role on her show for her to further be humiliated and disrespected. That was never going to happen. And quiet as it's kept, Martell Holt, if he wanted his side chick on the show, he would have fought for her to be on it. I don't believe for 1 second that he ever wanted her on the show. He just wanted to use her as a mouthpiece on social media and otherwise to say certain things about Melody Holt and the other cast members that he cannot get away with saying on the show. And that's all that was. She was used as a pawn, but he definitely does not want her on the show because it exposes him too much. So it was never going to work because everybody in the cast, like Carlos King said, would have to sign off on this. And nobody's going to sign off on this now. So this takes us to some of the other cast members now. I haven't been able to find Tisha's social media account as of late. I don't know about you. So not sure if it's this interview that caused her to deactivate her account or if people were coming for her prior to, but I can't seem to find her social media. I can't seem to find her Instagram any longer. And since I haven't been able to find it, I have found that Marceau has been posting a whole lot more since his wife's alleged absence. So Marceau always has a good one-liner. He decides to post on his social media post-interview a picture, some throwback pictures of his brother Maurice and in his football uniform, and the line reads, "That's my quarterback." So that obviously was his little one-liner in response to Martell Holt's side chick calling the alleged side pieces of Maurice and Marceau's linebackers on that alleged trip to Atlanta. Next reaction, we have a comment that was posted on Kimmi's social media on her Instagram, where Kimmi basically has this photo where she just looks like she's tired. She looks like she's over it. Conveniently after, this explosive interview with Tasha K that really did not go off like people wanted it to. But essentially, one of her sorors, because Kimmi's a Delta, left a comment that said, "Soror, this will not end until you all as a cast put your foot down with Carlos and tell him the storyline needs to be put to bed. Send a corporate cease and desist letter from the network, and Martell needs to evoke a gag order, and y'all need to let this thing die. This ain't good for nobody's business long term, and everybody involved has children." And so Kimmi's response is the clapping emoji, basically meaning that she agrees with her and everything else. However, here's the thing. I will say this, that it's funny because, we haven't even mentioned the side chick by name. And there was some little poking by other cast members, and they deflected from their own tea that was going on in their own marriages. But now, all of a sudden, that Martell's side chick, who was unhinged, uncouth, and uncontrolled from the start, was already making hints about the other husbands. Now, all of a sudden, that she's actually giving details, people now want to clam up and say, "Oh, we need a cease and desist now. We need a gag order." But it was okay when she was simply going in on Melody Holt. It was okay for the past few seasons if the side chick was just basically disrespecting Melody. But now all of a sudden that she is threatening to expose more information on the other husbands, now all of a sudden the cast wants to band together. And the cast should have band together from the start and made it a point that she's never going to be addressed or discussed or given a platform. And, Martell should have had her give a gag order. But the problem is, Martell is messy, he is vengeful, he is jealous, he is insecure. So he felt that utilizing his side chick to gaslight and upset his ex-wife and as well as spill tea on some of the other cast members, was his little trump card to use for people that came for him. But now that it's backfired to the point that people are turned off, to the point that people are even requesting for Martell Holt now to be off the show, now all of a sudden everybody wants to band together and say that there needs to be a gag order or cease and desist. And that should have been in place from the first place, from the start. Because, truth be told, nobody was even saying her name in the first place. They were simply telling, exactly specific events that took place involving this mistress. And I think they only showed ever on the show in 3 seasons, a picture as well as, the audio the one time. But other than that, she has never been addressed by name or anything else other than, what Carlos King was trying to do at this previous reunion. But she really wasn't given a platform because a mistress could have been anybody. She's interchangeable with anybody. Just like, they said on the show that Marceau has 20 girlfriends. Nobody cared to identify who the alleged 20 girlfriends were. It was just the simple fact that he cheated, that he allegedly was unfaithful to his wife. And that's not breaking news. I mean, the brother, Mark, I believe his name is, didn't he allude to them cheating the first season? Didn't he allude to his brothers not being all that they said they were from the start? And he did it another time, this season until that reunion check cleared. And now all of a sudden he has nothing to say about it. He's backtracking. He's saying that the family is all happy now with their families for the holidays. So it's not, groundbreaking if the side chick said anything. We already knew and suspected it because the Scott's own brother revealed that information first and foremost when the show first started airing. So, but it's funny now that there's details being revealed about this alleged weekend in Atlanta and this alleged Airbnb and these alleged mistresses that now all of a sudden everybody else, wants to deactivate their accounts and wants a gag order and wants the side chick to be quiet. But this is what happens when you mess with people who have nothing to lose and go scorched earth when things are not going their way. And since she is upset that she does not have a platform, that she does not have a role in the show, that basically Melody Holt said that this show is going to be a wrap if she ever appears on the show, she now wants to go on this smear campaign on everyone else, but is also making herself look the worst in all of this in the process. So that's on that. So that's where we are. So that's the latest updates that we have regarding the reactions from Funky Dineva, from Marceau, from Kimmi, and wherever Tisha's social media is, because she's MIA, and this and that. And I think there were a couple of shady stories and posts that were made by a couple of the cast members as well. But that pretty much was the meat of it all. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree or disagree with some of the stance that Funky Dineva, Kimmi, and Marceau is taking? What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think? And that's all I got. Those of you, if it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please check out my playlist of other videos that I have done for other shows I've did reviews on or reacted to, or other stuff going on in the world that I've reacted to. Those of you who've been back multiple times, thank you so much. I am grateful, thankful, and appreciative in each and every single one of you. I try to interact with all of you. I try to make sure I read all of your guys' comments and try to like all of your guys' comments when I do get the downtime. And I appreciate the continued support for the channel. I am very grateful, how much growth that we've had in such a short period of time. I am truly grateful and thankful for that. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment that I post new content on my channel. And per usual, I will talk to you guys again very soon. Have an amazing rest of your guys' day and amazing weekend. Talk to you later.